guys, welcome back to my channel today. In today's video, we are continuing with the holiday 2020 Sephora gift set madness. These new babies just arrived at my house. Now these are items that I did purchase with my own money, but these are both from Fenty Beauty and these are their new holiday exclusive sets for 2020. Now, we're gonna talk about both of these. I'm actually gonna show you guys how each shade looks on me, and I'm also gonna let you guys know what I think about the formula in these mini sets and whether or not I think that they are comparable to the full-size products that they are meant to model after. So the first set we're going to talk about is this one. This is the Glossy Posse Holo Daze edition. 4 little limited edition, never before seen shades of the Gloss Bomb. And the Gloss Bomb is actually a lip gloss I'm very familiar with. I've owned 3 shades personally. I have 2 still because I used one up. So I'll get to be able to compare them really well for you guys. The second thing is this one. This is the 2 Lil Stunnas, little mini Stunna lip paints. This is also a formula I have tested and tried out, so I'll let you guys know how they compare. So if you guys want to see the swatches, the comparisons, and all of my thoughts on these holiday kits and whether or not I think they're worth the money, then just keep watching. All right, so first off, let's talk about this little mini 4 set of the Gloss Bomb lip glosses. Now, the shades that I have in full size are these 2. And I actually have still managed to not use them up yet. I did have Diamond Milk, which was kind of like a white, glistening, you know, sparkly gloss from her. But these 2 shades are still holding strong, and I do still feel like I have a little ways to go with these. But the first shade I have is Fenty Glow, which is, I believe, her original shade that she came out with. And then the second one is Fussy. So both of them are lovely. I love the lip gloss formula of these gloss bombs. I think they're nice and non-sticky, but they have a really beautiful, like juicy lip kind of overall look. So in this little mini set, like I said, there are 4 new shades that she hasn't done ever before. They're never before seen shades. And that's awesome because in a holiday kit, you often have a mix between best-selling shades and new shades, kind of like the Hourglass palette that I just reviewed, which has best-selling shades in like a fusion with some limited exclusive shades to their palette. The first little baby shade is actually the more raspberry kind of looking color. It's definitely the brightest, has the most pinkness to the rest of the shades, and this is called Ruby Milk. I find when I applied it that it was just as consistent as the full-size ones. And just so you guys know, each little mini is 5.5 milliliters of product, whereas the full size is 9 milliliters of product. So the baby ones are actually more than half of the amount of product that you get, which is actually a really nice deal. So the first shade is definitely consistent and I find has the biggest pigment punch when it comes to how much color you actually see on the lips. The next shade is called Baby BRUT. This is actually the lightest shade in the kit, and in my opinion, because it's so light, it just added a nice shine and a nice gloss to the lips. The formula is still consistent with the full-size product, but I found it gave the least amount of pigmentation because it really was my natural lip pigment that was kind of pulling through. You could see a little bit, like a slight kind of glossy vanilla look to the lips, but it really doesn't change your lip color much. So this is actually a nice shade because I feel like it could go across many skin tones, many lip colors, and a lot of people can enjoy it. I think the same thing with the Ruby Milk shade. It's just a little bit deeper, but that's the good thing about this kit. It does stretch over many different skin tones, and I think a lot of people will enjoy them. The next shade is called Cake Shake. This is really cute. It's kind of like a caramel brown color, and this is one that, just like the other 2, very consistent with the full-size product. So for me, I'm now coming to understand that the holiday kit is just as consistent and the quality has not diminished when it comes to the production of these 4 limited edition shades. This is one that I found too didn't have as much of a pigmentation with regards to the color. It was fairly sheer, but it does have a light caramel kind of color. It is a little bit kind of shimmery on the lips, but it doesn't have glitter particles or anything on the lips. It's just a nice, smooth, glistening finish. It doesn't feel rough on the lips or anything where you can feel any texture. It's just nice and smooth. Very, very plump and juicy looking result, of course. And this is also a shade that I really, really love. I feel like just like the full-size counterparts, these minis all have a shimmering component, but it's so fine that you don't feel any texture and you certainly don't see anything on the lips, which I find at times can look really tacky. So this is a really nice, flattering shimmer. The last shade in this kit is called TAFFY TEASE. It's so cute. This one, of course, is like a peachy pink, and to me, it also has limited kind of pigmentation when it comes to the color translation. All of these are fairly sheer, but because the raspberry one is so deep, I found that it changed the color of my lips the most, right? So this is one that's also really beautiful, very easy to wear. You can see that there's not a ton of difference between applying it. You can tell this one just amplifies my natural lip pigment, and of course has the exact same consistent, juicy, hydrated kind of look. I will say it's plumping, but it's not plumping in the way where it actually physically plumps up the lips or there's a tingling sensation. To me, it brings so much light to the lip area that I do feel like it gives the illusion of a fuller lip. So that's kind of what I'm saying by that. It's certainly not a plumping product whatsoever, but these 4 shades, I think this would make a really, really good gift. So there's all 4 in here. You can either split them up and give them as like stocking stuffers amongst some friends, or you can keep them all to yourself or just give one kit to one person that really, really likes this product. But this is definitely one that I think is going to be a huge hit this year. I think it's a great product, and if you like the gloss bombs or you want to try them, now's a good time to try them. They're super, super nice and comfortable on the lips. So this little kit is exclusively sold at Sephora. It's available now, and it is 36 American dollars or 48 Canadian dollars. Because I'm Canadian, I do say the Canadian price for my Canadian viewers as well, but I do think this is a really nice bang for your buck. Next, we have this Lil Stunnas duo, and I'm so excited to talk about this next because this is a completely different formula. This is one that's extremely pigmented, and I find it's very thin and runny. So when you place it on the lips, it does a great job of having instant pigmentation where you don't have the need to layer up over and over again. Very long lasting also, but it's one where if you make a mistake, it's very evident because it's so thin and so pigmented. So just make sure you take your time because this is a gorgeous formula that's long lasting and pigmented, but certainly not mistake proof. So just be careful with it. This kit is 25 American dollars or 33 Canadian dollars. It is also exclusively available at Sephora. The first shade in this little Stunna duo is actually called Underrated. This shade is kind of like a plummy, berry purple. It's extremely bold, and this is also one that I think is going to look great on everyone. But just keep in mind that this is the same formula, so another little holiday set where she hasn't wavered from formula to formula. So what I found with this product is that it gets on your teeth very, very easily. I would consider this product to be more of an expert level lipstick. That might be a totally unpopular opinion from a lot of you guys, so I'm saying this boldly, but also kind of scared to say it. But if you are stuck between both of these sets and you're looking for, I mean, one is a gloss, so it's different than these Stunna duos, but I find that these are a product that you really need to learn how to apply really well, because I found you can kind of get them on your teeth pretty easily. They do set down once you place it, but you have to be careful where you place it because it's so thin, so pigmented. I find the best way to apply these is to open up the cap and just make sure that you are like wiping off all of the excess off of that doe foot applicator and then placing it on the lips, because otherwise you just get so much product on the doe foot and then you're trying to apply it to the lips, but it's way too much. That's just how pigmented these are. And even though these are fantastic lip products and they last the test of time when they set, which takes about 30 seconds to a minute to fully set down, I do find that the application process definitely takes a learning curve to master, but once you master it, it's a fantastic product. The last shade in this duo is called Unmatched. It's kind of like a bold red with a little bit of a raspberry kind of purpleness to it. It's really, really beautiful, but again, a very bold shade. So once again, when you're learning how to apply these, just make sure that you're doing the tricks that I talked about, which is wiping the excess product off of the doe foot, going extremely slow, and just making sure that you are placing it exactly where you want to. Once you make a mistake and you try to remove it, it does leave a little bit of a stain on the skin if you don't remove it fast enough. So what I would say is that if you're looking for, you know, the option between this set or the gloss sets. The gloss set, of course, I mean, you can't even mess these up. They're so easy. They're very sheer, so they just work really, really well, and they stretch over all skin tones beautifully, and you don't even have to look into a mirror to apply them. You just like swish, swish, good to go. Whereas these ones definitely require a little bit of patience, a little bit of practice if you're not an expert at applying these types of things. This to me is by far the most pigmented liquid lip formula I think I've ever come across because of just how runny it starts off. Sets beautifully, lasts the test of time, like I said, but does require a bit of a learning curve to master how to apply it. So I would just watch who you're buying this for. Just make sure they don't get too intimidated by the application process. In my opinion, Fenty Beauty has hit the ball out of the park with these two holiday sets. I'm really impressed with both of them. What do you guys think of these holiday sets? Are they on your wish list? Are you thinking about purchasing them for yourself and keeping everything, or would you split it up? Do let me know down below all of your thoughts. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate all your support. And until my next one, guys, take care. Thanks so much for watching. Bye, guys.
You and me, everything that we've been through has made us strong. You won't believe we've had our gray, but somewhere there's a light inside of us.